Hello, and thank you for your interest in the Storybook Santa experience. I've got some information I want to cover in a video just because I know people are busy, and sometimes watching this when you're at night after the kids have gone to bed can be a little bit easier than trying to catch a phone call from me while you're doing dinner or whatever it is we're all doing now while you're under your mask. I don't know, we're hard to hear. So I wanted to just check in with this for you and just make a few things a little more clear. If you haven't booked online this year, you're able to do that. Get that out of the way. So I just want to have a run through with you on just some information that you can consume on your own time, and then when you're ready to book, or if this isn't right for you, then at least we got to meet. Hello, and then we'll all be on our way. So let me tell you a little bit about the Storybook Santa experience. We started this, this is our 9th year this year to do a style of Santa photography that allows you and your family, your children, to spend time with Santa one-on-one. And never has that been more important than now. I think Nolan told me the other day that the average mall Santa line this year, socially distanced, would be 1.2 miles long. So if you want to stand in a 1 mile long Santa line, you can, if they even allow that. I don't know if that's going to take place this year. But in our case, things are running a lot differently. All of our Santa encounters are one at a time with just your family. No lines, no waiting. You have the appointment for 1 hour. And we try to provide a safe environment for you during what's going on with COVID as we can. We feel pretty confident about the way we're doing business. We happen to be doing some senior sessions this summer where we have a frequent number of appointments, and so far so good. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's staying clear. We're masking up here on our end. I'm in my office today, so I'm not doing that. But the Storybook Santa experience is just time for you and your family to be alone with Santa, where we've prepared a number of, sort of scripted events for you to visit with Santa, for Santa to go through with your kids, for them to ask their questions, to find out everything they want to know about Santa Claus, what he does, how he works, where Mrs. Claus might be today, where the reindeer are, how did he get here. We've seen all the questions, so we will hope for yours as well. And one of the most common questions we get is about the age that's appropriate for people to come and see Santa. And honestly, we've had babies as young as 4 days. That session was actually planned from long before the baby was born. The mama called and said she wanted to bring her baby for the first photos of her baby to be made with Santa Claus, and he was going to be born on December 20th, and she wanted to come on Christmas Eve and do those images with Santa, and so we did that. So 4 days old was that baby, all the way to grandmothers we've had in our pictures, grandfathers, and everybody in between. So there's no wrong age. Our most common age is about 2. Just because that seems to be the most difficult age to work with in a quick photo setting. So our hour-long appointment gives them time to settle in, disperse, dispel, work through whatever it is their fears might be, whoever or whatever they might be scared of. Sometimes it's Santa, sometimes it's the new place, sometimes it's both, sometimes it's hungry. We don't know. At 18 months to 28 months or whatever it might be, there's sometimes no reasoning, but that's a common age for us. Probably if you charted all the ages in a graph, 2 would probably be the number 1 most common age that comes to see Santa for us. And then they continue, but as far as people getting started, we see a lot of 2-year-olds. So that's a little bit about what we're going to do. I'm going to get into some details here. I don't want to take too much of your time, but I want to give you information so that if you can't get me by phone, you can't get Brittany or Nolan by phone when you call the studio, that you've got the information. This year we have online booking, so you can go do that. You can choose the Santa that you like. I'll show you pictures of each of those in a minute, and choose the location that's best for you. So let's talk about when we're going to do this. We have the dates available for Santa in Midlothian are from October 17th to December 24th, so up through Christmas Eve. You can come see Santa Claus starting in October 17th. Our Keller location this year is open from November the 6th to December the 5th, so about 5 weeks. It's a short run. That's our biggest space. It's also has our most set design, so I'm going to go over that in a minute too. And for those of you who have been and know that we had a Richardson location, this year we do not have that. There's a big renovation going in that Richardson Beltline 75 area, and the owners of the building that we were renting from decided that this would also be a good time during all the shutdown to completely tear their building apart, gut it, kick all the tenants out, including us and Santa Claus, with no mercy, and then told us we might be invited back next year. But for right now, we only have 2 locations this year, Keller and Midlothian. Midlothian is our flagship. That's where I am now, and Keller is sort of a pop-up. So we rent that just for the season, and again, it's November 6th to December 5th, and then Midlothian is October 17th through Christmas Eve. So that's our locations. Our Santa Clauses, for those who have not been before, we have 2 Santa Clauses. Santa Jeff, who is right here, this handsome fellow. So there's Santa Jeff. He's our biggest Santa. He's about 6'3" or 4, and he's a great big man, and he's super sweet, and he's been with me the longest. He actually was the Santa that I started this with. And then we have Santa Chuck, who we'll find right here. There's Santa Chuck. There we go. I'll put some pictures in the video too. And Santa Chuck is local to Midlothian, but he works both of our locations, and so he's also available. And so we'll try to pair you with one of those that's appropriate. If you've seen Santa Jeff before, we're going to keep you with him. If you haven't seen anybody, then we're going to put you with whichever location and time works best for you. Santa Chuck is our most available Santa, so you'll probably, odds are you'll land with him, but both are fantastic, and so we wouldn't offer you anything different. We'll just cover, and I mentioned it real quickly, what's happening with our world, and whether or not we're being safe, or how we're doing this, or how are people approaching Santa. And of course our Santas are, if you read the news, there was a class of more at-risk people to contract COVID, and of course Santas, given that they're older gentlemen, happen to probably fall within that range. So we're going to do a few things this year to help them out and help you and me. I don't want to get sick. I wear a mask at the studio every day. I can't wear it right now because it fogs up my glasses. So what we're going to be doing is, normally we've booked our appointments on the top of the hour. This year those book every hour and 15 minutes, and we usually don't use an entire hour for our process anyway, so we'll have about 20 to 25 minutes in between your appointment and when the next family arrives, so that we prevent any real passing, physical passing, and so we can have a greater passing period, and then allow everybody to get out and everybody to get in without really knowing that the other one was there. That's normally how it's been anyway, but every once in a while you get somebody that comes really, really early, and somebody that happens to be running a little bit behind and maybe goes right to the top of the hour, and then when you're leaving and coming in and out, you may cross over. So we're going to try to prevent that this year, just to keep everybody, this is your area, it's your space, it's your air, and then so we'll keep everybody separated from that. In between the sessions, then we'll be doing all the cleaning we can, wiping down all the surfaces, all the paint brushes and toys and things that kids have handled. We'll get all that cleaned. Lysol seems to be the thing, so we've got plenty of that, and we'll be wiping everything down and making sure that the things that kids touch, especially that they want to pick up, and if the little ones, they want to put it in their mouth, then we try to get all that, and the only thing they taste is lemon Lysol, I guess. I don't know what it'll taste like because I'm not going to do it. But you know how kids are, so they may do that for us and tell us that it tastes bad. But that's okay, because then at least it'll taste like that, and they won't get them sick. We're also going to limit, and we usually don't do this and I don't like it, but we're going to limit the number of people that are actually attending the session. Normally we say, hey, come on everybody, it's an experience. It's like going to a play that your kids are in and they don't know the lines. So it's going to be funny, and so bring mom and dad and grandma and grandpa and aunt and uncle and all that. And we've had 6, 8, 10 people in the studio watching one child's interaction with Santa, and this year we're not going to do that. We're going to limit it to just parents, so 1 parent or 2 parents. We'll ask you to wear a mask while you're in with Santa, and then we'll also ask you, we have a lot of parents, they want to hug Santa and thank him for his time and all that, and we'll just have you just wave from a distance and write him a letter with a sentiment instead of a hug. So we're going to keep everybody, keep Santa and Mrs. Claus, in her case, as safe as we can. So that'll provide the distance that we need, the time that we need to allow people in and out. So that's what we're doing. We know it's, it may not be everything, but at least it's what we can do on our part in the situation that we have. And we want to provide this service to you, and we think we can do it safely. So let's talk about a little bit about the locations and the set that you may want to choose. Our Midlothian location is our oldest, so it's been here the longest. Pardon me. There we go. Somebody calling one to book Santa. So we are in Midlothian now, and if you, pardon me, there we go. Okay, let's talk about our locations. We have our Midlothian location, and the sets that we operate at Midlothian and at Keller, they cross over. We have our Santa's living room. So that's where Santa will mostly greet the kids. He'll show them his globe. He has a gift for them. Everybody gets a gift when they come to see Santa. So he's going to give them a gift in that setting. If you got a gift you want to present to them in his bag, that's where he's going to show them how his magic bag works, and you're welcome to sneak a gift into his bag for him. Then we will have him give that gift on your behalf, well, from him. As an early gift. With a lot of people do that. We've given puppies, we've given cars to a mom. It was just, we've done all kinds of big gifts, and just a lot of times most people just do little bitty things, stocking stuffer type things that just say, hey, I was here, I was in town, and I knew I was going to see you, and I know you've been good, so I want to give you this little something while I'm here, and then let's find out what you really want for Christmas, and I'll bring more. So we have a lot of parents that do that with Santa's magic bag. So that all happens in Santa's living room. Let's see if I have a picture of Santa's living room. Here we go. So our Santa's, this is one of our canvases, but Santa's living room is a lot of rich tones, a lot of dark, a lot of woody, this burgundy type of color, a lot of texture, and a lot of just old world feel. So that gives our classic Santa. And Santa usually sits in his living room most of the time in his coat, his full classic get up right there. So that's our living room style setup. So then we also have our Santa's workshop, and that's also at both locations. And our Santa's workshop, all of our sets are handcrafted. We don't use a background. There's nothing, we may print a wallpaper, but we build our sets from scratch. And so our sets are three-dimensional. They have depth and texture and feel, and kids can play in them, which works especially with our scared kids, or we do a lot of kids with special needs where they need that tactile sort of thing to engage. And even if Santa's not in the room right at this, at that moment, we can get them involved. We can have them be a part of the set. We can make images that we can even then add Santa to later in Photoshop if we need to. So we do build all of our sets. This is our workshop scene. I think this is from this might be from 2 years ago, but we don't change it a lot. But again, a lot of rich texture, a lot of deep reds, browns, lots of lanterns and glowy parts, and we add all that. There's no fire in our sets. We do that in post-processing. So that's our living room set. And then this year we've added something that we've never done before. It's going to be a Santa's post office or a mailroom. And so we're excited about that because we're going to have Santa we usually will have kids check their name on Santa's list in his living room, but this year we think we're going to do that in the post office. And then once he finds them, we would ask you to have them prepare a letter that they can mail to Santa. And so we're going to have a wax stamp station and a place where they can insert their mail into Santa's express mail slot, so it's guaranteed to get to him. We're still thinking through exactly, but we're going to have a post office. It's going to be, again, a lot of some rich tones, a lot of wood, some mail slots, things to do. We have mail carrying elves, postal elves. I don't know if they're mad, but they're postal, and so we've got those guys coming, and big mail bags sitting everywhere. So it should be really cute and a lot of busy type of look, and just a new texture for us to photograph on, and new things to do. And so what will happen is once you've brought your letter and Santa seals it up in an envelope and we wax stamp it on the back with the kids, we'll put that in a mail slot, and then you'll get that back after we photograph it. And then if you buy one of our storybooks, which I'll talk about in a minute, we'll put a photo, some artwork of that letter in your book. So that way if you ever lose the letter, you won't lose the book. Well, you shouldn't. And then you'll have it always and forever. So we think that'll be really cool, and just some sentiment to keep from their visit with Santa. So that's happening, and then that's happening at both locations. So living room, workshop, and post office, 3 sets at both locations. And then in Keller, and a lot of people saw this, and we just had an overwhelming response from it last year, was Santa's or Mrs. Claus, whichever way you want to be, the kitchen and the cookie kitchen. And so we'll have that again in Keller. So if you want to bake cookies, we have a lot of magic at Santa's workshop. We don't have an oven or any fire, so we have to make things happen magically. So if your kids want to roll cookies, we did a rolling pin, and nobody will eat any, won't eat any dough or anything like that. It'll be, they roll it out, decorate a little bit, put it on a magic pan, we'll put it in a magic oven, and then magically some cookies will come out that they can share. So we'll have all that, and then we'll work on the cleanly part of that for what's going on with our COVID situation. We'll make sure that kids can still enjoy milk and cookies. If you're not comfortable with that, then let us know. Or if you want to bring your own cookies from home, then we can have those magically appear on the baking sheet, and then Mrs. Claus can share your cookies that you baked, where you know where they came from. We usually do store-bought cookies that are usually sealed anyway, so in any case, we can work out the cookies. But if you want to do that, that's only in our Keller location, not in Midlothian. Our Keller location is huge, so we have more room. So Keller is going to get the kitchen in addition to the living room, workshop, and post office. So those are the fun things that we've got to do. Let's talk a little bit, because I get questions on pricing. It's on the website, and I try to make it clear, but just to say it out loud, there's a fee to see Santa. It's $199 to come and do our hour session. You'll get that time to yourself. Again, just like I said, just your session only. There is an order deposit, and you'll get this money back, but we do want it up front. It's $200. So $399 total gets you in to see Santa. $200 of that is coming back. We do have some specials where maybe we've added some money to give back to you, or added some additional products depending on when you book, so you can watch for that on the site and on Facebook if you want to get in on a special deal. I do run something every month up through about Halloween. So I consider that still early booking. Once we get to November, December, we stop doing that. And so we want to reward the people who got in early. So pricing, what'll happen then is when you come see the flow of this is that you'll book with me or on our website. You'll come and do the experience with us. In a few days after that, we're going to set up a meeting with you, a virtual meeting. 90% of them last year we did it over the computer, so it's like a Zoom. Now everybody knows what that is. We've been doing that for like 6 years. So we're going to share the images with you, usually between 15 and 18. We're going to share those images with you in the fully finished format, so you'll see them just as we intended them. Just like the ones you see on our website. If you haven't been before, then you know that you don't have to do any guesswork on what the images will finish like, with all the magic, all the lighting, all the painting, and all those images are hand created. So every image that's selected for you is selected by either me or Nolan, and between the two of us, that artwork is completed, literally sitting at the computer. Like I'm sitting here now, and I have this as my paintbrush. If you've never seen a digital paintbrush before, then there it is. So this is what makes the magic happen. And so we do that painting on the computer, and we do every image by hand. So it's a little bit time consuming. And people ask sometimes, well, why is it so expensive to come there? Well, we don't think it is for what we offer, but if you're adding up things, that's part of it, is that one person, one at a time on every image. And usually we show about 1,500 images in a year. They have to be done by hand. So when you come back to see your images, you know they're going to be finished, and they're going to be finished by somebody that works in this office. We're not sending them out to a fast action or processor. We actually do it here. So the artists who created this experience are also creating the artwork. We think that's important. And then so once you see your images to choose from, then we'll have you apply those images to the products that you like the best, and that's when you'll use your credit. So that $200 order deposit then is yours to spend at that point. And then we've had, like I said, if you've had a special and you've either gotten additional monies to spend or you've gotten a free product for booking, then you'll apply that at that time as well. The things you can spend on, so now you've spent $400, right? And what do you do with it? So then now I'm going to show you a few things of what you can do with it. We have lots of products, and we have basically 3 basic categories. We have a gift category. That includes our desk size prints, maybe like this one. This is 5x7 right here. So our 5x7s, this is 8x10 out to there. So our 5x7s and 8x10s are Christmas cards, which we create one at a time, custom with the message that either we've prepared or that you've helped us with. It includes our Christmas ornaments. This is a mug. So we do a lot of dye sublimated porcelain type things. So this is, well, there was coffee in here, but it was good, so it's gone. So lots of gift items in that category, up through, you know, from $50 to $200. One of our most popular last year was a dye sublimated blanket that's like the softest thing you've ever felt, and it's about, you know, this big. It's huge, and that was really popular last year, and I think it's $199. Great, awesome gift for people. So that's that category. Then there's our wall art category, and this is what most people come to us for, because they want to do the experience and they want to have something that hangs. Well, this is a wall piece back there. So something that hangs on the wall, and something that helps them remember the time they got to visit with Santa for an hour, and is also part of their Christmas decorations for a long, long time to come. So our wall portraits start at 11 by 14 in size. That's what this is, a canvas. Our gallery wrap canvas is got a board behind it to keep little kids from poking their fingers through it, because most stretch canvas is actually pretty soft and you can't dent it. But we put a backer board in there to make it stiff. So we do canvases that range from 11 by 14 up to 60 by 100. I mean, big. And so our wall portrait pricing ranges from about $400 up to about $4,000, and most people spend on the lower end of that because they buy things that are, for most homes, especially in Texas, 11, 14, 16 by 20, you know, 24 by 36, 30 by 40 is pretty common for us. I mean, bigger than that, then you start really having to stretch the places where you can put it. And we do different finishes on our canvas, on our wall portraits. So we do canvas, which is like this. It's got an edge where there's no framing required, and the hangers are on the back. So that's one. We do a metal, which this is our metal, and you can, I don't know if you can see this, but this is really super shiny, vibrant, but it's a real, it's gonna be hard to see until you see it in person, but a super high definition printing. And so this is printed on aluminum, and you can hear that right there. This is printed on aluminum. It's very vibrant, it's very modern. It looks really cool with a frame. It also looks cool without a frame. So this is our metal, and then we do our traditional paper print, which is a textured print that's always included with a frame. And all of our artwork is ready to deliver. I mean, when it's delivered, all of our artwork is ready to hang. So you don't come and then have to go to Michael's and find a frame. You come, you pick it up. You've either chosen the frame or you've chosen it to hang without a frame, and when you take it home, you tap the nail in the wall and hang it up, and you're in business. So we don't want to deliver you something that has to be made into another service. So that's our wall category. And then probably our most popular category is our storybook category. And this is where we get our name, the Storybook Santa Experience. And what I'm going to show you here is, I'm going to show you the small one because it's easier to handle. But we have 4 books now, depending on the session that you do. So this is our storybook. This is our small version. This is called our Santa album. And this is an 8-inch album, and you can see it has a real pretty hardbound, more of a children's storybook style cover. And then the pages are these boarded, thick pages on the inside. And so that will keep the book, you know, lasting forever. And so just to show you a few of the pages that are on the inside there. And so there's always a story like this with the artwork. And in this particular book, this includes 8 of your images. This was a book that was with Santa Jeff, and then we put Santa Jeff's photo on the back just to finish it out. And so that's this one. This is the 8-inch book right there. And then this is our 10-inch book, and this is what most people get. It's 10 by 10. There, it's a square. Tilt it right in the camera. So 10 by 10 on that side. This is Italian leather. These are handmade in Houston, Texas by a really small company who treats us great. And again, the concept is the same. So there's a little buffer there. And then there's Grayson's visit to Santa's workshop, and that may be backwards, but for the video, just to show you. And now on this one, this is a bigger book, a bigger format, and these pages are substantially thicker than on the small Santa album. So on the storybook album, then you get this really thick, heavy board page. And so this will last forever. This is the same format that we use to print our wedding albums with. And so this, you can guarantee this is going to last. And our storybooks start at $1,000, and this particular one is, I think it's $16.99 this year. We keep going up just a tiny bit every year because things keep going up. So we're just following along with that. So that's our book. This book does come in, when you get it, it is delivered in a box. So you can get that and open it up. It's all wrapped, really pretty, velvety on the inside. And so this is a keepsake box, and this box is very, it's pretty substantial. So you can keep your storybook inside this when it's stored. I wouldn't store it in the attic, but when it's stored in the top of your closet and you don't have it out at Christmas time for people to look at, you can store it in the box, and that's included in the pricing there. This is why I'm doing this video, because these are the requests that I just got today. So I've got a lot of work to do after we get done here. All right, let's talk about digital. The digital product is the thing I get the most questions about. When you order from us, anything you order in print, you're going to get a digital copy of that for free. That digital copy is not for you to reprint with, but it's for you to share. And so since we get most of our referral business from people sharing their images or seeing our images hanging in someone's house, then we want you to have those images. We want you to buy printed materials that are printed on quality archival products so that your kids will get these images later. Digital's great, but I have no idea where that's going to go. I don't know what format is going to stay what, and what Betamax is going to be what VHS and what CD, because none of that exists anymore, even though we all thought, oh, this is permanent. It's not. Things that hang on the wall that don't burn in a house fire, those are permanent, right? So buy those. I'll give you the digital copy for free. You can share it with your friends for now, and when it doesn't work anymore because you don't know what to share it on, and Bill Gates and Zuckerberg and all just went in a bunker, then we all still have our printed artwork hanging in our house, and the digital that's gone away is just, oh well, I don't need that. I didn't pay for it. So you're not going to pay for that here. Every once in a while I get somebody that says, I got to buy the digital copy. I have to. Okay, that's fine. I'll sell you the digital copy. Not a problem. The images are $175 each, and you're limited to a 5x7 reprint. I don't sell anything that would be printed on the wall, and I don't sell anything that would be printed bigger than about an 8x10. If you took that file and you stretched it to its max, you might get an 11x14 out of it. Maybe it'll look bad, but I'll sell it to you. Usually what that means is, I'm a corporate client, I have 1,000 people to send a Christmas card to. Okay, that's great, I get that. I don't do long run printing, or at least, and I'm not in the business of it. I do it for myself whenever I need it. But if you want to take my file and do that, it's totally fine. I'm happy for you to send my artwork to 1,000 of your friends. That'd be amazing. As a matter of fact, if you want to do that, I'll probably just give you the file. Otherwise, it's $175 to buy the file. And in most cases, if you're buying 48 Christmas cards or less, you don't need that file because it's going to save you money just to let me print it for you. If you need more than that, you need to send more cards than that. You need to send 200, 400. Okay, you're probably going to be better off buying the file from me because it'll save you money in the long run. But we try to provide as much service as we can for you, so you don't need to buy that. To me, a photographer that's selling files, it's a lot of times it's just more of in this case, it's more of a disservice to you to have to go and source a product, source a lab, order it, get it in, make sure it's right. We're going to do all that for you. So this is more, our business is more full service when it comes to that. I'm not snobby about the artwork. I think our artwork is great, but you can print it anywhere within reason, right? Up to a certain size, it's, for most people to look at it, it's probably going to look okay. For us, my tolerances are a lot higher than that, or lower anyway, and I want to print it at the top. I have 2 labs in the whole country plus my album company, so 3 total places that I'll print this at and have it come back to me and look like I think it should look. I know there's a difference, and I know that a lot of people don't know that. So if you're going to print out a bunch of Christmas cards and mail them off and your reds are slightly off, it's not a big deal. The sentiment's the same. And your corporate client on the other end is probably not going to know. So if you need the digital file, you can buy it. I don't think you will need to buy it from me, but in the case that you do, then we do have a yes for you. Yes, you can buy the digital file. Otherwise, free. Digital files are free when you buy something. So buy an album, you're getting 10 to 12 digital files in it that you can share 100 miles an hour. Okay. I think, other than questions, which you guys can always call or email me, our number here is on the website, 972-723-2464, and you can call and we'll try to answer anything we can. Sometimes we don't answer because we're trying to be busy right now. It's hard, but we're working through it. And if we don't get you, you don't reach us, we'll call you back. And we may email you. We might even text you. We don't want to be invasive, but just to let you know, hey, we're not ignoring you, and we did get your call. So, we may punch you up and just say, if you need us, this is how you can get us. And otherwise, you guys use the website. There's a book online button right here. Just use that. You can book right there. It's got the locations and the Santa Clauses, each of those different things. And so use your whatever priority you have. Pick your way that you want to book. If you want to call, we'll book it for you. Again, it's $199. That's all you need to do to reserve the time, reserve the date, and then you'll owe $200 at the booking. At the session time. So we may call you a day ahead of time to get that, so you don't have to worry about money when you're here. But if not, then we'll collect it when we see you. And then you guys come enjoy the Storybook Santa experience. And hope you have a great day. Thanks.